Have you ever experienced the quiet pain of watching a man pull away from you without saying a word? His body present, but his soul retreating into silence. It's a subtle but agonizing heartbreak, one that leaves you doubting your worth and your place in his world. You feel invisible, as if no matter how close you stand, something in him has already left. But what if that painful distance could be reversed? Not through force or persuasion, but with just two words. Words so simple, yet so powerful, they make him stop, see you, and connect on a level deeper than you thought possible. Carl Jung, after a lifetime of studying the male psyche, revealed something extraordinary, a hidden emotional trigger buried deep within the masculine soul. When this trigger is activated, it awakens a deep, almost sacred desire for intimacy, honesty, and emotional connection. What I want to share with you now is a piece of that sacred wisdom, an insight so quiet and powerful. It has healed and deepened countless relationships without anyone even knowing why. I didn't believe it at first. It felt too simplistic, too mysterious to be real. But some of the most profound truths in life are beautifully simple. These two words don't come from manipulation. They're not meant to seduce, confuse, or create distance so he'll come running. They don't require you to become someone else. Their power lies in how honestly and purely they reflect your presence, your awareness, and your capacity to see a man for who he really is beneath the armor. To understand their magic, we must look at the male mind through the lens Carl Jung offered, a world shaped by deep archetypes that live in every human soul. One of these is the hero. Every man, no matter his background or status, carries within him a sacred longing to be seen and honored for his strength, his effort, and his perseverance. This isn't ego, it's a part of his spiritual identity. When a woman looks at him and truly sees this inner warrior, not with flattery, but with deep recognition, it stirs something ancient and powerful within him. She becomes someone unforgettable, because she sees what so few others do. But there's more. Another deeply rooted archetype in men is the sage, the quiet, wise protector, the man who thinks deeply and holds space silently. This part of him often goes unnoticed. He's not used to having his insight valued or his quiet strength acknowledged. Society tells him to hide his emotions, to lead with control and logic. So he builds walls, not out of indifference, but fear. He fears being seen fully, because being seen also means being vulnerable. And that's where these two words, "I see you," become everything. I remember saying them to Marcos one night, when the space between us felt heavy and unfamiliar. We weren't fighting, but we weren't close either. I looked at him, breathed deeply, and spoke the words. Instantly, his entire energy shifted, his shoulders softened, his eyes welled up. It was as if his soul had been waiting for that recognition. For the first time in years, he let down his guard, and we met in a place beyond words. These words are sacred. They're not spells. They only work when spoken from truth and presence. You must see him, not just the strong parts, but the ones that are tired, uncertain, and hidden in ancient spiritual traditions. This kind of seeing was called darshan, the act of witnessing someone's soul. When you give that to a man, you invite him to rise into his truest self. You have this gift. When you say, "I see you," with sincerity, you create a bridge between your heart and his. You dissolve the masks, you invite trust, and in doing so, you don't just change your relationship, you begin to live a life of deeper intimacy, presence, and soul-level truth.